I wanted to make this a quick video before I ship off to bed tonight. I have a test at the hospital tomorrow because I was at the ER a week ago. I was at the ER a week ago, and um it turns out it was just abdominal pain that I was feeling. I thought it was a gas pain, but it was abdominal pain. I have Crohn's disease, and I was asked to give a urine sample, and before I left, I was told that there was blood in my urine, some red blood cells in my urine, that I should get checked out. And so I found an adult doctor who took me on as a new patient, and she set up tests at the hospital close to where I live for tomorrow, and what they are is to check my kidneys to see if I have kidney stones. So I'll let you guys know if I have kidney stones or don't have kidney stones tomorrow. I'll let you guys know on my page. So I wanted to make this video about how I think people are confusing pop culture with cultural appropriation. If you have no idea what cultural appropriation is, I didn't either until I looked up the definition. What cultural appropriation is when you take something of another culture and you claim it as your own, and then you completely fuck over that culture. That's what cultural appropriation is, and white people have been doing it for years. Look. Okay, I don't know what happened. I had no idea what happened, froze for a second, but anyway, yeah, white people have been doing cultural appropriation for years and have been screwing over the black community, the Native Americans, and so forth. So this is what I think we should make the distinction of. Pop culture is what is cool and hip at the moment and will fade away the next day. Cultural appropriation is a sketchy area. Now, cultural appropriation is when you, in further detail, when you feel like you relate to a certain culture, doesn't matter what kind. If you feel like you relate to another culture that's different from yours, and you take on some of their cultural things, like how white people more so, are wearing cornrows and dreadlocks, braids. That's a part of black culture, and a lot of black people find those things near and dear to their culture, and it means something to them. But when white people completely take it over and claim it as theirs, a lot of white people don't speak up about issues that black people face on a day-to-day basis, even though they see institutional racism all the time. Now, I don't think it's wrong for other people to be inspired by different cultures. I think that's perfectly normal. Jazz is a perfect example, and Frank Sinatra is a perfect example, including Elvis Presley, of just numbers of people, two specifically, who were inspired by one culture and helped the same culture that they were inspired by out with racial issues and racial intolerance and justice, and so forth. There are two examples of entertainers who were inspired by black culture, who related to black culture, and in the long run helped out their fellow black friends when they needed help. So you don't see many people doing that today. You just see white entertainers like Katy Perry, Macklemore, uh, and so forth, just seeing these cultural trends in the black community as cool, and they're using it to their own advantage and taking it as their own, but they're not really voicing their support for the black community. And that's when cultural appropriation becomes kind of bigoted. Um, like I said, it's a very sketchy area. And here's my tip to white people out there. If you relate to the black community, if you relate to some of their cultural techniques, then you have to stand with the black community on a day-to-day basis when it comes to institutional racism and so forth. You can't just take on a part of the black culture and call it your own. You have to give you have to give the respect to that culture that you're inspired by. And that's basically my tip to white people, is that if you cannot give respect and if you cannot help out the culture that you're inspired by, don't take over parts of their culture and call it your own. But if you are a white person who is inspired by black culture and you voice your support in for the black community, the Native American community, and so forth, then you are doing what's right. You are giving the respect to the culture that you're inspired by. And this goes for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. If you are a part of any community or any culture and you are inspired by another culture, you have to give that culture respect and you have to give your support to that culture. It's plain as it's simple as that. See you guys.